wild and crazy and give up the fantastic Eleanor Morton! Hello. Oh, thank you. My name's Eleanor. I'm Scottish. Thank you, but I can't be bothered doing the accent, so... It's very hard if you tried. No. I had a crisis of confidence recently about myself. I'm not too confident about myself. I'm trying to be more together. I'm trying to get more with it. I'm trying to be more organised. I've started putting 7 outfits on a Monday and then just taking one off at the end of each day. It's a time-saving tip for you. I've started contouring my hands, okay, ladies, because that's where the age shows. That's a tip for you. And now I wear full makeup to bed, just in case I get murdered in the night and the police need to take photographs. So, that's right. But I had a crisis of confidence about my appearance when I was on a train recently, going between London and Edinburgh. Little old Welsh lady gets on, sits next to me, starts chatting away, compliments my hair, and I don't want to boast, guys, but if I wanted old ladies, I could get old ladies. Oh, they love it. Thirsty. So we're chatting away, and that's nice. It turns out that my sister and her granddaughter are at the same university in London. It's UCL. She's very clever. And, you know, we're just saying, oh, it's scary, isn't it, moving from somewhere like Edinburgh, which is quite genteel, you know, to somewhere big and scary like London. And then she says, she just throws this at me. She says some days she's the only white face in the lectures. And I said, oh. Because it's not a racist phrase, technically. It's just a bunch of words strung together as a sentence. And if it's true, it's true. But it is the kind of thing a racist might say just before they said something really racist. And sure enough, moments later, no prompting from this guy who was now staring out of the window hard. Oh, very invested in those sheep and fields. What's going to come next? A cow? I can't believe it. What a twist. She just leans over and she goes, I don't like those Muslims, though. Yeah, she said that to me. And that was the moment, guys, when I really lost faith in myself, because that was the depressing moment when I realised, I had an epiphany, and I realised that I'm the kind of person that racists feel very comfortable being themselves around. That's not a look you want, okay? Again, I don't want to boast, but if I wanted to be the National Front poster girl, I could be the National Front poster, okay? I'm pretty much whiteness personified, but I didn't like the idea that she thought I was agreeing with her, okay? She was going on about how the Muslims are taking over the country with their Sharia law and they're building all their minarets everywhere and oppressing their wives, and you know, I didn't have any facts at hand, so I was just kind of going, oh, is it? I've heard differently. Oh, no. I don't think that's... Oh. But, you know, I didn't have the facts at hand to go back at her because Virgin Wi-Fi is shit. £5, Richard, fuck off. I don't think so. I'm not that into social justice. And the only time I really felt like I'd, you know, stuck it back at her was when right at the end, she got off the train. She got off at Haymarket, I got off at Waverley. She just gets up, she just, parting shot, she just goes to me, she goes, just promise me you won't marry one of them. And I said, and I'd had time to think by this point, I said, and I could feel Martin Luther King looking down at me. I said to her, I can't promise anything. So, that's the end of racism. Thank you so much for taking part. I think we've all... No, I felt really bad. I felt really guilty. I hadn't been a very good ally. I hadn't done anything to try and challenge her. So I went home and I looked up all the facts just to make sure I was right, and I was. And I found out, you know, she mentioned she was from Pembroke in Wales. Anyone in from Pembroke? No, I feel like they don't get out a lot. In fact, she might be the first. She might be the very own Marco Polo, but she gets out. And I found Pembroke, and I found, like, the breakdown, like, you can get all these facts online, like, about populations and ethnicities and religions, right? And I found the religious breakdown for Pembroke and Wales. The Muslim population, wait for it, is 1 man. Which leaves us with 2 equally plausible scenarios. Either She is a bit of a right-wing bigot who's been led on by the paranoid tabloids to believe that the country is being swarmed with immigrants and that is why we must now leave the EU. Or, and this is perfectly plausible, he is the most industrious Muslim who ever lived. Okay, he is getting up at 4 a.m. He is going down all the different mosques he built himself. He is doing the call to prayer and then running down the bottom so he can hear it from the top. And then he's putting all these carefully, strategically placed cutouts of himself around town just to freak out old people. And then he's going opening all the halal butchers, serving himself. He built them all himself. And then he's going home after a long, hard day and oppressing his wife, I assume, by not allowing her to exist. And the worst thing about all of this, the worst thing for me, because it is about me, is now I'm terrified of talking to old people. Terrified. I used to enjoy talking to an old person at a bus stop, maybe a little flirtation. Now I don't know what... No idea what they're going to say now, what they're going to make me feel complicit in. Apparently, they're making gay sex compulsory in primary school PE class. Jeremy Corbyn is just two small union workers on each other's shoulders in a big long coat. The Jews secretly run crufts, and that's the reason why Christian-looking dogs never win. Guys, you've been really nice. Thank you so much. Goodbye.